means simply that, at first when Amy died, I thought, whoa, no one's lost even remotely come close to what I'm experiencing. Come on, guys. People will come up to me and talk about losing their family pets or going through divorce. But you know what? Over time, I put that all aside, because the truth is that we all relate to one another on this really difficult topic.
Right.
I think that any room you go into, most everyone in that room is going to have their own story of loss that's really, really significant.
Like you say.
And so as I began, yeah.
Yes, you say it's divorce, losing a job, having a beloved pet die, enduring the death of a family member. And you say in that aspect, I am no different. But your wife gave you this gift at the end of this personal love letter that she wrote to you, to fill the blank space. That is something that, what a gift to you, and that you carried on. Your wife gives you this permission to go on and to live your life. And you write in your book, giving everyone else the permission to go on and to fill their blank space. Choked me up.
Well, you make a great point. It's really true. Amy gave me that literal blank space at the end of her essay, and I've accepted that as a metaphor as I move forward in my life to fill that blank space with whatever meaningful life you can interpret that to be, and I'm trying hard to do that each day.
I'm sure.
Not just to find, yeah.
I'm sure it didn't come easy.
No, it still doesn't come easy. It's a work in progress.
Yes. In the book, my wife said you should marry me. It's funny. It's thoughtful. It's hopeful. It's the wonderful life that you lived and live. The journey before and after, the blank space which we should all talk about. And you also talk about how important it is to talk about things if someone is going to pass on, what their wishes would be, and do it far in advance. Because when that time comes, you just can't think. You just can't move or breathe or anything.
Correct. That's true. Amy and I had the good fortune, if you can call it that, during her diagnosis, and the time between that, the time that she died, to have some really meaningful conversations. And that did teach me to pass along to others that it's really important, I think, when you're younger, to have those conversations that are big, those hard, difficult conversations, whether it's you and your spouse or partner or children even, or parents. Because as we know from my story and many other people's story, you just don't know how much time you have. And for me, having had those meaningful conversations allowed me to move forward. I just don't know what I would have been like without having conversations with Amy. Of course, I had the added bonus of her very public, special gift, permission to go on.
What did you think when you read that?
I knew that Amy had one final project she wanted to finish. Like I mentioned earlier, I was at my dining room table office, and there she was across the room, physically trying to, struggling to get this final project done. And when I first read it, I thought, wow, this is an incredible piece of writing. It's so beautiful, so emotional. And it's about me and all of those things. And I was floored, but at the same time, I've lived with a writer now for 25 or plus years.
Right.
And even a very accomplished one occasionally gets a rejection here and there. And so I had no idea the impact that it would have on my life and my family's life. Could never have imagined.
Never in a million years.
No.
I don't even know what you do with all of that, how you process all that. And you probably still haven't processed all that. In the book, you quoted, a friend had reminded you of this quote from Robert Frost, and I've repeated it numerous times after reading your book. The only way out is through. Pretty powerful.
It is true, and that's the way that I've learned that grief stays with you. You don't just put it behind you, pass by it. You move through your life with it. And I'm really aware now that that's going to be my path forward as well. It doesn't mean that I can't experience really great moments of joy and happiness. It just means that I will always, be thinking about Amy and our life together, and occasionally get really, really sad. And that's okay.
Yeah. And it's okay. And it's good to talk about it. And I'm sure through this book, your beautiful book, My Wife Said You Should Marry Me, which everybody should read, because everybody will find something in it that reminds them of themselves in their life. I'm sure that helped. And I'm sure the outpouring from people sharing their stories helps you and kind of gives you that feeling that like I'm not alone, and that you're doing so much to help other people.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely cathartic writing the book, and that process started for me a couple years earlier when I was asked to deliver, a TED Talk. And once I did that and finished it, it was almost immediate, the responses that I got from people. That's what kept me speaking about it publicly all over the world, and also gave me the permission and freedom to write this book, which is so very personal.
Oh my God, so personal, so powerful, it's so everything. Let's talk about more.
Let's do it.
And the place called Grandmother's Garden in Lincoln Park.
Sure. Well, Amy's first word was more. And after she died, I just had this instinct that I wanted to commission a piece of public art in her honor here in the city of Chicago. Because I really think that Amy's going to go down as a Chicago icon. She had so much influence in its community. And so I hired an artist, and we together came up with this design of a yellow umbrella with beautiful glass on top, with the word more imprinted on it. And it now sits in Lincoln Park in a little garden called Grandma's Garden, which is near where the kids and I went to school and where we hung out a lot as a family. And it's a place for us to return to and think about Amy, and for community to gather and read or hang out. And hopefully one day to take my grandkids and talk about me.
Oh. And how are the kids doing?
Kids are marvelous. They're really incredible. I'm quarantining here in Chicago with two of them. They're in Manhattan and drove back. I'm in no time anymore, but over 2 months ago. And they're doing great. And my oldest son, Justin, lives in Los Angeles. And he got a quarantine dog, so he's very busy.
Oh, okay. Yes, very. That's like a baby.
Exactly.
So it's like a big time out for the world right now. And it's a good time I feel like it was a little gift from my father to me, having my kids, this extra time with my kids here in my house with me. And I don't know, I'm just using it to just, we'll never get this time back again. So here we are, and make the best of it. And so
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have two adult children with me, and they're not little kids anymore, and we're finding really interesting things to do together. We're watching classic movies. We're cooking a lot. We're having good conversations. We're playing some ping pong. We're making the best of the time.
That's good. They're probably beating you, but that's okay.
Oh, you had to say that, which is really true. My son crushes me now.
They're very competitive, these kids. Yeah, we're with these young adults now. It's different, but we're home cooking and getting healthier, I feel like, and breathing in the fresh air when we can go outside, and there's not a lot of traffic, which is good. So there's blessings to come out of this.
True, and a lot of Zoom yoga.
Zoom yoga, yes. I know yoga was a big part of your guys' life and still is for you.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, I've been doing a ton of yoga in quarantine. It feels really good.
And so public speaker, the TED thing, that was huge. Were you pinching yourself thinking like, I'm on TED Talk? Like, that's big.
Oh, it's massive. And, it was, in some ways, I went into it a little ignorant because I didn't do much public speaking before that. And so my first platform, going on that iconic red circle, became pretty intimidating, and I would practice and practice and practice and get super emotional. It's a very, very personal talk. And I was still quite raw. It was April of 2018. So we're talking, a little over a year after Amy died. But, what happened to me is, I think, kind of common with certain people. And that is that I got on that stage and I stepped in that circle and I felt this tremendous sense of calm. I had put in the work. I was ready. And there I was. And then 14 minutes went by in a heartbeat. And it was a really incredible.
Yeah, TED Talk is like one of my favorite things. I think it's everyone he puts up there is so powerful, and yours including. But I guess it's helping you heal all these talks and these things. You were a very private person before this, and now pretty much a very public person in a sense. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's so very different, really. I mean, like you said, if you were to Google Jason B. Rosenthal before Amy died, you would find literally probably nothing, maybe my office address downtown. That has certainly changed quite a bit. I'm not like experiencing quote unquote fame. I'm just being public with my personal life. And so it feels a little uncomfortable sometimes, but like we've talked about, I want to share my story so that I can help other people that are potentially going through a very, very difficult loss of any kind. And as it turns out, people are also looking to me to learn a little bit about relationships and marriage and things like that, and that's fine. I welcome it.
Yes, you've helped so many people. He is the subject of a modern-day love essay written by his wife, Amy Krause Rosenthal, telling the world she would soon die and that her beloved husband deserved a shot at happiness. I mean, I feel like I knew Amy because just the fact that this heart that she had to do this for you. And in turn, he wrote back a book, which everyone should read. My wife said, "You should marry me." It's just such a powerful book, so filled with so many things, and it's a gift for you, and it's a gift for us because we should all fill those blank spaces. And so, Jason, I was looking at this. I saw this all over the place, Duck Rabbit, and it was Amy's book that she wrote, and here it is. It was and Oprah had sent it to Meghan Markle, and that was what she posted for Archie's first birthday. I got all choked up for that too. That must have meant so much to you.
Oh, yeah. It was really, really special. Jennifer Gardner and Amy Adams did this program called Save the Stories. And like you said, Meghan Markle was reading Duck Rabbit to Archie, and Prince Harry was filming it and kind of laughing in the background. And, on the one hand, I thought, oh, my God, here's literally one of the most famous human beings on the planet reading Amy's book. But on the other hand, I think any of us who've been a parent sort of recognized that moment as a parenting moment. There was this little kid squirming on his mom's lap. And it was very relatable. It was a beautiful moment, though, and a great tribute to Amy and Tom.
Yeah, and what you're doing, too, such a great tribute to her and your guys' life and your love story, and gives everybody so much hope and meaning and healing. And I'm sure this is all healing for you. So in Amy's letter, she left a blank space for you to start to fill. How has that been? Have you filled it?
Oh, no. My blank page is still filled in, sure. It is something I think about almost every day, and whether that's through a meditation practice, trying to, really contemplate bigger things in life, or doing something more meaningful with my work life, or, starting a relationship, all of those things. I'm trying to live my life in a much, much different way, appreciating the finite nature of what we have, the time.